I'm doing something new starting this month. Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great weekend. You know, I've been noticing a lot that people on YouTube, people that have reselling businesses like me, every once in a while they'll do what's called a what sold video. You know, some people do them daily, some people do them weekly, you know, some people do them over a week or weekend. What I decided to do starting this month is I'm going to be doing a what sold as far as, you know, the sales that I've had once a month, like on the 30th of every month. Now, I'm not going to show you everything I sold because the video would just go on and on and on forever. And, you know, you'd probably get bored with it after a while. But I just wanted to show you, just highlight some of my sales. And it's not to brag about how much money I'm making or anything like that. It's basically just to show you what's selling for me and what you can be on the lookout for. So if you see any of these cards, you can pick them up and maybe they'll sell for you. Okay. So right now I'm going to go on my computer and I'm going to show you, I'm going to just go through some of my sales that, you know, happened this past month, January of 2022. And so you can check those out. Okay. So let's go on the computer right now. Okay, guys, here we are inside my computer. And like I said, I've chosen just to highlight some of the sales I made this past month. I didn't want to go through all the sales because, like I said, the video would be too long, probably get bored, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to highlight some of the postcards that I sold in the month of January. And that way you can get a look at what's selling for me. And maybe if you pick these up, they'll sell for you. Okay, let's start with this one. This one's from Monterey, California, Old Fisherman's Wharf. I have a few of these. And this sold for $6.25 plus $1 shipping. You know, I've gone to $1 shipping on all my listings, and it's worked out really well for me. So we're just going to blow this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. This is a chrome card, and it is unposted, as you can see. You know, I used to think that the postmarked cards sold better than the unpostmarked cards, you know, unposted cards. But I'm seeing, you know, that a lot of them doesn't really matter. You know, sometimes it does, depending on the date, and, you know, that kind of gives it some history. Okay, let's go to the second one here. This is a lighthouse. I'm a big fan of lighthouses, by the way. And yeah, this is a 4x6. This is a continental size card, and it was in Portland, Maine, right on Cape Elizabeth. And so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to blow this one up so you can see it better. Beautiful lighthouse right on the rocky shore. We have a lighthouse here in Oregon on the coast too. It's called Hasidiad Lighthouse. Very famous lighthouse. There we go. And again, it's unposted. Now let's go to the next one. And that one sold for $4.25 plus $1 shipping. Now here's a black and white of in Colorado, a canyon, Big Thompson Road, just a regular car in a bridge coming through. Just a black and white. Okay, and here's the back of that card. Unposted again, but it sold. Really nice card. A lot of people do like black and whites. I don't know what it is about black and white, but a lot of people like them. And that card sold for $6.25 plus $1 shipping. Okay, so let's go to the next one here. Now this was an interesting one. This is what's called an anthropomorphic, if I can pronounce that right, card. It's usually animals like cats. And this is by Alfred Mainzer. I hope I pronounced his name right. And you see these all over YouTube. Whenever I see these types of card, I try to purchase them because these do well for me. And we're going to blow that up so you can see it. It's cats singing and having a party, and in the, you know, with the guitars and the old beetle. And here's the back of that one. And this one has a serrated edge, as you can tell. That's kind of neat. Anything that, you know, is a little bit different with these cards is usually, will usually help it sell better, I think. Okay, so we're going to go, and that one sold for $5.25 plus $1 shipping. Next one here. Now, you know, I've had several people say to me, well, stay away from these kind of cards because they print out millions of them. This is, of course, in San Francisco, California. This is another 4x6 continental size of the Golden Gate Bridge, very famous bridge here in California. And, you know, some people said stay away from them because they're trite, you know. they printed millions of them, they don't sell well. Well, I find, for what I sell, these seem to work pretty well for me. Now, this only sold for $4.25. It is a chrome. Let me blow it up here. And it's got a kind of a serrated edge. But I don't know. There's just something about this beautiful bridge and other bridges in California that do really well for me. And we're going to go to the back. Again, unposted. Okay. But yeah, these seem to do pretty well. This one sold for $4.25 plus shipping. I sell a lot of these. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Now this one is very interesting. This was out of Massachusetts, 1912. This is one of those cards I picked up that were fire crews out of the 1900s that I talked about on another video. And it's a fire department. It's in Gardner, Mass. And a 4-hand pumper engine, colorized. Beautiful card. Love it. Very well colorized. I've seen some cards that have been colorized, and some people, they don't get it too well, and the colors kind of shift off. It's like coloring outside the lines. But this is done very well. And the back of this card, as you can see, dated September the 6th. Okay. Very nicely done. And this one sold for $7.25 plus shipping. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Here's a one that's kind of what they call a sepia tone. I'm not sure if it's a real train or if it's a drawing. It looks kind of like a hand-drawn image, but it is a sepia tone, and it is of a train. Like I mentioned in some of the previous videos, anything to do with transportation does really well. Trains, planes, ships, things to that nature, they do really well. Now, this one only sold for $4.25, but that's okay. In my book, a sale is a sale. Okay, so we're going to look at this one real close. And beautiful old train. A lot of people like old trains. And the back of this card, again, unposted. Okay, and that one sold for $4.25 plus shipping. Now, on to this next one. Here's a beautiful ship. And as you can tell, right there, it says RMS Simric out of the White Star line. So, I think that gave it some value there, some extra value. And yeah, it sold for $7.25 plus shipping. And let me look at the back of the card here. Yeah, it's got some handwriting on it. It's not posted. Well, actually, it is posted, but you can't tell really the year there. But yeah, beautiful card, rounded corners. Sometimes people feel like when they're looking at cards, postcards, I've heard a few people say that, it matters about the condition of the card. Well, in my experience, it really doesn't. If you're selling things like other types of cards, that are collectibles, like sports trading cards, yeah, those get graded. And they do, it does depend on how well the condition is, But with postcards, especially older postcards, because it's a collectible, it's not as important to collectors because they're just looking at if they can get an old card for their collection, especially if it's got some postmark date on it from like the 1900s. And of course, if a postcard's like over 100 years old, it's not going to be in pristine condition. So, collectors accept that fact. If most of the postcard is there and it's in good condition, fair condition, then that's okay. Okay, just food for thought. Now, let's go on to the next card. This one, it was in Vermont. Vermont is a good state that I sell a lot in. This is Allen Tower from Lake Champlain. Sold very well for $7.25 plus shipping. And let's blow it up so I can see it. Beautiful card there. And I'll show you the back. Again, unposted. Now, this is another favorite of mine. This is TWA. It's an airliner. It's actually another Continental. And this is a McDonnell Douglas MD-82 twin-engine jet aircraft. Okay, I'm a big fan of TWA because I used to work for TWA, years and decades ago. I worked for them in Boston, Massachusetts. It's a baggage handler at Logan International Airport, for about a year. And we used to call it T-Way for short. But I always loved T-Way. And, because of the fact, what gives it this value is the fact that if you get an older TWA, Like even if it's a jet or, with props, propellers, because of the fact that that was kind of a major air carrier for its time, and because it went belly up and went out of business, that's what gives it some value, intrinsic value. Okay. So a lot of people go for these. I try to get these whenever I can. There's the back. It's unposted. But yeah, this one sold for $425 plus shipping. Okay, and the next one. This is another ship. This is early 1900s, the SS Baltic. Again, White Star Line. And that's where the Titanic, was from. And this one sold for $925 plus shipping. And I believe this one is an undivided back or divided back, one of the two. Let's take a look at the back. Yes, it's divided back. And it kind of gives a description there about everything. But yeah, again, transportation, anything to do with ships is going to sell really well. And they sell for a decent price. Whenever I sell ships, they're usually upwards of, $9.25. And considering that, I'm probably paying 25 cents for this card, it's a good profit margin. So be on the lookout for those. Let's go to the next one. This one is a really old one, 1914 thereabouts. The old top hats and the big hats out of the 1900s. And this one actually, as you can see, January 9th, 1914. And it was in my inventory for like 2 years before somebody finally decided they want it. And you never know when people are going to buy your cards. So, don't be afraid to keep your cards in there for years. I know a lot of people like to turn and burn and get things sold quickly, but this one sat for 2 years and finally it sold and sold for a fair price, $7.25. Good sale. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's a beautiful one. Again, $9.25, good sale. And this is a beautiful woman in a hat, 1909, hand-drawn, hand-colorized, very well done. And I knew this one would sell quickly. And here's the back. Okay, it is, I think it looks postmarked, but I'm not exactly sure. It does say 4/12/09. Sometimes these cards, they may not have a postmark on them, but they may have a hand-dated card. Like this one's April 12th in 1909. So that gives it that value. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful card. Just lovely. Love that era with the big hats, the women with the big hats and flowers and everything. And yeah, that went into somebody's collection. And again, that one sold for $9.25 plus shipping. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, here's a fan favorite. I have quite a few of these. This is a NASA Apollo 11 rocket liftoff out of Florida, and sold for $7.25 plus shipping. And let's blow that one up so you can see it better. Yeah, this is right on the nose cone, right close up. You don't see that view very often, and I think that's why it's sold, because it's a unique view. Anything that's different, anything that you have, every time you can get a card with a different angle, different view, different lighting, different anything, it's going to sell. Okay, and of course this is right at the top of the gantry. You don't get too many, that's actually above the gantry. I don't know if they were using a drone on that or what, but here's the back of the card. Again, not posted, but yeah, sold for $7.25, and this is the chrome. So let's go on to the next one. Here's one I just recently sold, another 4x6. I've been selling a lot of those lately. And notice I don't put the word Continental in the title anymore. I did that for a while, and it just didn't seem like anything was happening, and it was taking up a lot of character space. So I just, since sometimes people refer to these as 4x6s because that's their size, that's what I put in. And this one sold for $5.25, and this is it's Bart Transportation Rail Bay Bridge in San Francisco, California. And again, it has a serrated edge, as you can tell, and sold for $5.25 plus shipping. Let's go to this one. And this is my last one I'm going to show you. And this one was in my inventory for about a year. And so good sale, $9.25 plus $1 shipping. And it's Miami Beach, Florida, aircraft, again, transportation. Anytime you can show anything, when it comes to transportation cards, anytime you can show them under power, That's going to be the bigger sellers rather than if they're in a dry dock or even maybe uh, in a dock, tied up at a dock or a pier. Anytime you can show them move, like they're moving in under power, I think that's going to be your best sellers. This one here, you got 3 in formation. These are the old biplanes. And what makes this card really unique is there's a ship right below, and as you can tell by the wake of the ship, it's in motion, it's under power. These are flying. This ship is moving. Anything like that, I think, helps sell cards better than if they were just stagnant. It's the same thing. I've been a professional photographer for over 20 years, and the prints that sold the best for me are the ones that I photographed animals and wildlife while they were in motion or moving or doing something in their natural habitat rather than just stagnant. And anything where you can show the movement or the illusion of movement, like in this postcard where you see they're obviously flying in formation, they're moving, the ship is moving, you can tell by the wake trails right back here. Anytime you can show that, I think that's going to add more value to the card. And the back of this card, again, unposted. So a lot of these cards that I showed you, a lot of them were unposted. Some were posted, but most of them were unposted, and they still sell. So I hope you get a lot out of that. Those are some of the cards that sold for me this month. Check those out when you're outsourcing. Even if you're buying postcards in lots, what you want to do is when you start going through your lots, start cherry picking out these types of cards. Put those ones up on eBay first, and chances are they'll sell quicker for you, and you'll make more money quicker. That's part of the sales that I had this month. Like I said, I didn't want to show you everything that sold because it would just take forever. So I didn't want the video to go along too long, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what was selling for me. That way, when you're out looking, when you're outsourcing for cards, even if you don't know everything you're getting, you can cherry pick those out of the lots you get. And these are selling for me, and maybe they'll sell for you too. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. That was just some of the cards that sold this past month for me. Okay. But anyway, I got to go. If you got anything out of this video, make sure you smash that like button. It helps the channel. Welcome to all my new subscribers and my current subscribers. We're getting to 1,000. We're getting there. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care, and bye for now.